We started with the trying to finish. Typical supreme mimic. They steal the people's idea, then they try to make us diminish. I get it. Everybody wants to sit with the winners.
Like they have no business opening up a fucking dispensary without opening up the fucking jails. Like, free my fucking weed, man. What are we doing?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of LeafLink's Flower Power series, where we shine a light on LeafLink customers and organization and making an impact in the cannabis industry and their local communities. I'm Alex, Senior Manager of Field Marketing Events here at LeafLink. I've been in the cannabis industry for over 4 years, and I'm excited to bring you weekly interviews with industry leaders and change makers who are driving innovation and advocacy in the space. Today, we're joined by Kristal Bush, who is the founder of Free My Weedman. And Free My Weedman blends social justice, fashion, and activism, using streetwear as a megaphone for reform, equity, and healing in communities impacted by the war on drugs. Kristal, we appreciate you and welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So to kick things off, I'd love to hear more about Free My Weedman. Like, where are you based? What inspired you to start Free My Weedman? And what's your brand mission?
Yeah, so I'm a Philly native. I am the founder of Free My Weedman. And I decided to launch Free My Weedman after my third attempt of entering into the cannabis legal space. I attempted to pivot into the cannabis space after shutting down my prison van service after 10 years of reuniting family members with their incarcerated loved ones, and not knowing that I needed a license and I needed $1 million in order to open up a legal delivery service. I started, just doing research and understanding, like, here it is. This industry was designed that put Black and brown people into prison, and then was leaving us out of the industry. So Free My Weedman just started off as a hashtag that just grew viral on social media. Then we decided to put that slogan on the t-shirts, and the t-shirts just started going crazy. And then, as people were supporting the streetwear brand, they were like, but what else are you doing? And I'm like, well, I guess you can do advocacy work. So I allowed the community to actually push, the Free My Weedman brand into the advocacy organization that it is. And currently we draft legislation for Pennsylvania. We organize rallies, we organize expungements, and we just really keep the community informed on what's happening on the legislative side, but then also involving the community on what exactly it is that they need, and identifying the people who were once victims of this war on drugs, and asking them, what do you want? Not everyone wants a license. Not everyone wants to own a dispensary. Some people just really want, some sort of reparations for their child to, get a free education. So Free My Weedman is that campaign. We work with several, people. I know you guys interviewed Sharon. We work closely with Sharon as well. But Free My Weedman is the actual advocacy campaign for that work that we do.
Got it. Nice. Yeah, Free Man isn't just a clothing brand. It's definitely a movement, right?
No, it's
how do you
a
see
movement.
It's a movement for sure. How do you see fashion playing a role in driving social justice? Because you said you started Free My Weedman just as the hashtag and then shirts, but how's it really driving social justice?
So it's really the uniform, like many advocates, we have a uniform. So when you actually see someone wearing a Free My Weedman tote bag or a Free My Weedman t-shirt, it's really pushing the movement forward because it's sparking conversation. Every time, I wear my tote bag in the airport, someone is coming up to me like, hey, can I take a picture? And it's creating that space where we can have conversations. So many people wearing just the Free My Weedman t-shirt will come up and say hey, my brother was arrested. I know someone who was locked up. My Weedman was arrested for cannabis. So just by wearing the brand, whether it's a tote bag or a t-shirt, you're already taking a stance on what side, that you're on.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome to hear.
For us to create a safe space for, wherever we are, to create conversation and people to share their experiences. But then also the streetwear brand helps us fund and do the work that we do, in Harrisburg, as far as like drafting legislation or free expungements or free medical marijuana cards. So that streetwear brand actually helps us fund the work that we do in the community.
Got it. No, that's awesome. Feed My Weedman has launched petitions. You've organized town halls and hosted record clearing events. Can you share a recent project that made you especially proud?
Yeah, so I'm working closely recently on just organizing our second rally, our Cannabis Day at the Capitol, which is going to be June 23rd in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And just being able to just bring different organizations, whether it's reentry organizations, we have, businesses that's in the cannabis industry, it's maternal health organizations. All of these different organizations are joining us in Harrisburg. So like having that conversation with many people that's doing, social impact work and saying like, hey, like this is your problem too. Yes, this is
100%.
cannabis, but what we are advocating for is the tax revenue from this industry to actually help fund many of the initiatives that many of us are working on. So bringing together over 30 organizations to join at our state capitol to really just spark change, to really, have their voices heard, to help draft and write the legislation. That's the most like impact. And then also advocating for people who are still on the inside. Someone in particular, Joseph Akers, he's serving 16 years in prison. Having his son join us at the rally to share his experience about how, like, listen, like my dad is locked up for weed. It's just moments like that just like makes the work just so fulfilling. And just bringing like all of those different type of organizations and personal experiences for, just one day and allowing for our voices to be heard. So
Yeah, no, it's amazing how Free My Weedman can blend brand building and activism together, right? Normally it's only one side of the fence. Where do you hope to take Free My Weedman next?
Well, I'm hoping to take it more into the dispensaries. Currently we are in a few, like our merch is in a few dispensaries in Jersey, and we do pop-ups at those different dispensaries. But to be honest, it's wherever the community. I really would love to take this work inside of the prisons and really just create those conversations inside of the prisons and, hear those stories of some of the people who are currently locked up for possibly violent crimes, to hear some of their stories and how they was possibly locked up for something as simple as cannabis. So I definitely do want to see this campaign going inside of the prisons and at, more local dispensaries as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Kristal, for all our listeners who want to support the movement beyond just buying a hoodie, what's the best way to get involved with Free My Weedman to help advance cannabis equity, and where can they go to learn more?
Yeah, so on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Free My Weedman. In our link tree that's on our Instagram is a few petitions. So if you don't want to buy a hoodie or any of the merch, there are a few petitions that you can sign. And stay connected with us on some of our outreach initiatives, some of our rallies. We're always looking for volunteers. In partnership with Sharon, we organize Black Cannabis Week. Come to, Black Cannabis Week in September. But, just get involved,
Nice.
and show up.
Yeah, last question for you. When are we going to drop a LeafLink Free My Weedman collab? Let's join forces to raise awareness.
Listen, we can.
Let's do something special. Yeah, it's all about drops, right? With streetwear.
Yeah,
and if we can amplify some voices, that could be an opportunity for both of us.
I love that. Listen, I'm here for it.
Okay, nice.
I'm here for it.
Well, Kristal, we truly appreciate you joining us today and for all the work you're leading with Free My Weedman, a brand using fashion, storytelling, and grassroots activism to challenge the legacy of the war on drugs and to fight for cannabis justice. To learn more, visit freedmyweedman.com and remember to follow the movement on Instagram at freedmyweedman. And that's a wrap for today. We'll be back every week with more inspiring stories across the cannabis space. So stay tuned and keep listening. And don't forget to follow LeafLink for more industry insights. See you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.